The bridge of the Imperial Dreadnought Eternal Dominion hummed with the usual efficiency expected of the Galactic Empire's finest. Commander Zekthar, a towering Vrelnian with obsidian scales and 4 luminous eyes, surveyed his crew with satisfaction. For 3,000 cycles, the Empire had maintained absolute control over this sector of space. No species dared challenge their supremacy, until today. "Commander, we have an unidentified vessel approaching from coordinates 789, announced the sensor operator, his voice carrying a hint of uncertainty that immediately caught Zekthar's attention. "Classification?" Zekthar demanded, his clawed hand gripping the command chair. The operator's face paled, or rather shifted to the lighter shade that indicated fear in his species. "Sir, the vessel. It doesn't match any known configuration in our database. It's approximately 1/3 our size, but the energy readings they're impossible, Commander." Zekthar rose from his seat, his massive frame casting shadows across the holographic display. "There is no such thing as impossible. Show me." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a ship unlike anything the Empire had encountered. Its hull was a dark metallic gray, angular and aggressive, with lines that suggested both elegance and lethal purpose. Strange symbols adorned its side, letters from an unknown alphabet spelling out UESN Indomitable. "Hail them," Zekthar ordered. "And ready weapons." Standard Imperial protocol. The communications officer worked her console, then looked up with confusion. "Commander, they're responding, but they're using a language that predates the Empire's formation. How is that possible?" "Play it," Zekthar growled. A female voice crackled through the bridge speakers, clear and confident. "This is Captain Ashley Chen of the United Earth Space Navy vessel Indomitable. You have entered human-protected space. Power down your weapons and state your intentions." The bridge erupted in disbelieving chatter. Humans? The species the Empire had classified as primitive barely 2 cycles ago? The same species that had only just discovered faster-than-light travel? Zekthar's laugh echoed across the bridge. Humans? Those barely sentient creatures dare to challenge the Empire? He leaned forward. "Communications inform this Captain Chen that she and her crew have exactly 1 standard unit to surrender their vessel. Or we will demonstrate what happens to those who threaten Imperial sovereignty." The response came faster than expected. "Negative, Eternal Dominion. We're here to investigate reports of Imperial aggression against the colony on Kepler 442b. Those colonists are under Earth's protection. Stand down, or we will consider your actions hostile." Zekthar's eyes blazed with fury. "Weapons, lock targeting solutions on that insignificant craft. Show them the power of the Empire." The weapons officer worked his console, confidence radiating from his posture. Then his hands froze. "Commander, I can't get a lock. Their ship it's jamming our targeting systems. And sir," his voice rose in pitch, "they're locking onto us." "What?" Zekthar stormed to the weapons station. The display showed something that should have been impossible. The human vessel, tiny compared to the Imperial Dreadnought, had achieved targeting locks on 17 critical systems simultaneously. "How are they doing this?" "Our shields should be impenetrable to such primitive technology." On the bridge of the Indomitable, Lieutenant Alex Morrison watched his tactical display with grim satisfaction. "Captain, we have full target acquisition. Their shields are impressive, but the quantum disruptors are reading weak points at every junction." Ashley stood from her command chair, her eyes never leaving the view screen. At 28, she was young for a captain, but she'd earned her position through skill, not politics. "Show them what we can do, Alex. Take out their secondary shield generator." "Minimal force." "Aye, Captain." Alex's fingers danced across his console. Firing. A brilliant blue beam lanced from the Indomitable's forward array. It struck the Imperial Dreadnought with surgical precision. Aboard the Eternal Dominion, alarms shrieked as the secondary shield generator exploded in a shower of sparks. "Impossible," Zekthar roared. "Return fire. All weapons." The Imperial Dreadnought unleashed a devastating barrage. Plasma cannons, antimatter torpedoes, and particle beams all converging on the human ship. It should have been enough firepower to vaporize a small moon. The Indomitable didn't even flinch. Ashley watched calmly as her ship's defensive systems activated. Point defense lasers intercepted the torpedoes, detonating them harmlessly in space. The plasma bolts and particle beams struck something invisible, an energy field that shimmered briefly before absorbing the attacks completely. "Their weapons are useless against our adaptive shielding," Alex reported. Recommend we escalate response, Captain. Negative, Ashley replied. We're not here to start a war, Lieutenant. We're here to end one before it begins. She touched her comm panel. Open channel to the Imperial vessel. On the Eternal Dominion, chaos reigned. Every system the crew had trusted for centuries was failing. Their weapons couldn't penetrate the human shields. Their sensors couldn't predict the human ship's movements. Even their communications were being overridden. Ashley's face appeared on every screen aboard the Imperial dreadnought. Commander Zekthar, I'm going to explain something to you. When your empire first encountered humanity 2 years ago, you dismissed us as primitives. What you didn't know is that humans have been preparing for this moment for generations, she gestured, and data began flooding the Imperial ship's computers. While your empire was conquering easy targets, humanity was fighting itself. World wars, nuclear weapons, biological warfare. We nearly destroyed ourselves 12 times. Every weapon, every defense, every strategy you see on this ship was born from humanity's darkest hours. Zekthar stared at the data scrolling past, his blood turning cold. Chemical weapons, thermonuclear devices, kinetic orbital bombardment, and those were just the primitive ones. The advanced weaponry the humans possessed was beyond anything the Empire had encountered. Ashley continued, her voice hard as steel. We don't want war with your empire, Commander, but the colonies on Kepler 442b are populated by humans and several other species who've asked for our protection. If you threaten them, you threaten us. And I promise you, you don't want to find out what humanity is capable of when we're threatened. Alex spoke up from his station. Captain, I'm detecting 3 more Imperial vessels approaching. Looks like they got the distress call. Let them come, Ashley said quietly. Commander, I'm transmitting our tactical specifications to your ship and the approaching vessels. Study them. Share them with your superiors. And understand this, the Indomitable is just one ship. We have 300 more just like it, with 1,000 more under construction. She leaned forward, her eyes locked on Zekthar's image. Humanity spent 10,000 years learning how to kill each other efficiently. We've had 2 years to apply those lessons to space warfare, so here's my offer. Withdraw from Kepler 442b, establish a neutral zone and open diplomatic channels, or, she paused, find out why every species in human history that tried to conquer us ended up extinct or defeated. The silence on the Imperial bridge was absolute. Zekthar looked at his crew, seeing fear reflected in every face. He thought of the Empire's proud history, its countless victories. Then he looked at the human warship on his screen, tiny, efficient, and absolutely lethal. Communications, he said finally, his voice heavy with defeat. Inform the approaching vessels to stand down, and open diplomatic channels with the humans. Ashley nodded, allowing herself a small smile. Wise choice, Commander. The human delegation will meet with Imperial representatives on the neutral station at Proxima within the week. Captain Chen out. The screen went dark. Zekthar slumped in his command chair as his crew slowly began recovery operations. In one engagement, without firing more than a warning shot, the humans had shattered the Empire's illusion of invincibility. As the Indomitable accelerated away, Alex glanced at his captain. Think they'll actually negotiate, or was that just shock-talking? Ashley gazed out at the stars, thinking of Earth, that small blue world that had spawned a species too stubborn to ever accept subjugation. They'll negotiate, because now they know the truth. Humanity didn't reach the stars to conquer. We came prepared to defend. And that, Lieutenant, makes all the difference. The Galactic Empire would indeed negotiate, because they had just learned the most important lesson in the cosmos. Never underestimate a species that had survived itself. The end.